Hi guys, LSP here and welcome back. It's the week starting the 21st of January 2018 and this is a video that I said on not YouTube, on Twitter, that I was going to put out there to show you how I prepare for the week. The time now is a couple of minutes to 9 o'clock GMT time, so about an hour the markets will reopen. So I'm just going to do a quick video here. I'm not going to go over too much, but basically, and I'll just do this for the euro, but what I like to do is this. For the week ahead, you know, I want to kind of get a general feel for where I believe the market's going to go, yeah, for whatever pairs I'm going to be looking at. And the way that I do that is, when I'm going into the week, I want to make sure that I know what key levels I'm going to be looking for, you know, and then I'll make a note of those, and then I'll see how price kind of moves around, you know, sort of Sunday and Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is generally when I do most of my trading, unless I see, you know, a scalp that I believe is, you know, pretty easy and fits in line with my trading plan. Then I'll take that as well. But generally, I'm looking for levels, and then I'll transpose those levels over to the notepad, and I'll keep an eye on those throughout the week. So the first thing that I do is I look at the weekly chart. Okay, I'm going to mark off the weekly high and low. Okay, so this is the previous week's high and the previous week's low, and let me just zoom in just a little bit, and I'll also mark off the most recent high prior to the move higher. Okay, so this is the most recent high, and what I'll do, I'm going to insert arrows. Where are we? And then we'll see where we're at here. 120.93, basically 121. So we'll mark off 121. Okay, and we'll also zoom back out again. So far, that's all I really need. I don't need to know the lows here and down here. I don't need any of that. The only thing I need is the weekly high, the weekly low, and you know, a potential area where price, if it does come down, will stabilize, bounce, or go through. Okay, and for me, it's 121 at the minute. Okay, so we're 122.14 at the minute, and if we continue lower, breaking previous week's low, then, you know, and it continues to go from there, then it's possible that we could see at least 121 before it resumes higher in its bullish stance. The other thing I'll note as well, as you can see on this chart, is right now price is here. Okay, but if I zoom in, and I'll show you, this is previous week's candle, you can see we opened, went lower, and then it had a really nice push high, breaking the previous high, and then it stopped and pretty much retraced the entire move and ended up almost where almost where it opened. And if you look at my candlestick video, which I've got on my YouTube channel, I actually describe this or this particular rejection. Forget like dojis and reversals. I'm not interested in any of that stuff. This is just the way that I perceive what's going on, you know, within that week. And I can see that price went up for whatever reason. It hit this point and then it retraced and pretty much closed almost where it opened. Okay, that's all I need to know. So if we zoom back out, we can see there's a. In fact, we'll do it a different way. We can see where it actually stopped. You've got this sort of nice consolidation area, meaning price didn't just drop like it did here. You know, it went down and up and down and up and down. So it stabilized in this area for a while before it continued its move lower. So we're going to make a note of this here. We're going to bring it all the way across. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to bring it all the way across, and we can see price has reacted here. So now we're going to drop down to a daily, and we're going to take a closer look. So we've got a previous week's high here. So we know that if price goes higher into this previous week's high and goes through that, then it's bumping up against something that could potentially stop price. Okay, but if it continues lower from here and it breaks the previous week's low, all right, it may reach further down to 121 to tag these two previous highs, one here and one here, fill in this inefficiency and pick up some more orders here before resuming higher. Okay, and these are all just ideas at the minute. I like to see Sundays trading, Mondays trading, and then I get a better feel for what's going on throughout the you know, for the remainder of the week. On Wednesday, we're going to have a lot of news that's going to be coming out for the Euro during London Open, London session. So I'll be sort of hanging around during that time. Plenty of volatility. Not interested in the numbers themselves. I wouldn't even begin to understand any of that stuff. But the volatility that it creates, is what I like to trade in. So depending on where price is, I know if we run higher towards Wednesday, and then come Wednesday news release, we'll probably get a move lower, and vice versa. So I'm going to be watching closely. But like I said, right now I've got my levels transposed. I've got my weekly high, my weekly low, and I've got 121, which is filling in this inefficiency and bumping its head against these two support areas, previous highs, and maybe resuming its potential move higher. I mean, obviously, there's plenty of variations, plenty of variables. There's lots of different things that Euro can do, but that's what I'm seeing at the minute. And this is how I prepare. And what I'll do is I'll take these levels now, and I'll put 121, and I'll make a note of the previous high and the previous low. Okay, up here, roughly about 123.20, and where are we at? 122.60. I'll just do 65. So 122.65 also. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. 122.65. All right, and let's just bring this a little bit out so we're all lined up nicely, and we will round it off to 123.20. All right, so these are the levels I'm going to be watching for. And because I already know what I'm looking for, if we get a move higher, bumping our head up into this resistance again, we could potentially get a reversal, but I'd like to see something first. Really, really important what I'm about to say. I don't just wait for it to go up there and say, well, it's definitely resistance. I'm just going to short it. It's not the way it works. I like to pay very close attention now. I've got my levels. I know what I'm looking for. I've got my scenarios in my head. I know what I've got, like what I'm going to be expecting if price does one thing or the other. And then depending on which one of those happens, I will then wait for confirmation on specific price movement, to happen first. Then I will enter a trade. All right. So, and I'll do this for all the pairs. For the pound, for the the Euro GBP, which I don't really trade that much. I just use that more of a timing tool for these two pairs. USD CAD, the USD Japanese yen, and then the Aussie dollar, which I don't really trade that much, but I like to just keep an eye on it because it is a commodity pair. So yeah, and I'll do this for each one, and then once I've done that, I've got my notes. I keep them on the side, and then when I'm approaching the market, I sit down, I look at my levels, I know what I'm looking for, and then I can enter a trade as and when it forms. And if it doesn't form, then I don't do anything until I see something that I like. All right. So that's just a quick rundown of what I do. I'm going to expand on this as I start to go through, the challenge of £150 up to 10k. Hopefully, if we can get there. The videos that I'll be doing, review videos, I'm going to be going a little bit deeper into what I look for, and it's going to be a lot easier because once I've opened a trade and I'm doing a review on that trade, I can give you the context behind the trade, what I was looking for, why I took that specific trade, and I think it's going to be good for everybody, including myself, obviously. As I've said many times, this is more of a journaling process for me. It's just something that I wanted to try. I have done it before. I've taken a very small account of £50 up to around about £2.5 grand. It's doable. It's not. I'll say this, I'm not going to say it's consistently doable. The market has to be favourable. There's times of the year where the market's just not tradable, to be honest. It's just, at least for me personally, I like to not trade. At Christmas, for example, there's almost zero volume and you get a lot of spikes and stuff. So, there's definitely times of the year where you want to be doing this, or at least attempting to do this. And there's other times of the year where you kind of just, you scale back your size and you go for less movement. But all of that further down the line. For now, this is where we stand. We've got the week coming ahead. Got my levels for the Euro USD. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And as and when I take my trades, I will be doing review videos throughout the week as normal. Obviously, you've got the MyFX book link as well, which you can track my progress. The link will always be there. It's always refreshable, and you have access to that link. I've also got a Telegram channel now, which is available, which I will make available again in the description, which is below. If you want to hop into there. I'll be throwing out updates as well, and a few bits and bobs on price levels, things to watch, and so on and so forth. And I think that's about it. All right, guys. So this is LSP signing off, and I will see you in the review video as we progress throughout the week. Take care.